Hey friends, it's Megan, and today I am starting up a new series. This is the countdown of my 100 favorite baby names for boys and girls, 200 names in total. So this is actually a tag started by my baby name buddy, Amelia Ann. I will link her original video down below in the description box. You should go check it out. You should subscribe to her channel if you haven't already. She is absolutely delightful and has great taste in names. So this challenge was so much harder for me than I expected. I could easily come up with 100 names that I like, but narrowing them down to just 100 for girls and boys was hard, and even harder than that was putting them in the order that I like them in. Oh my goodness. So there is some fluidity on this list. My mind is always changing, but as of now, these are how these names rank for me. So this is video 1 out of 10 in this series. I'm going to talk about 10 girls' names and 10 boys' names in each of these videos. In this one, I'll be counting down 100 to 91, both for girls and boys that are in those places for me in terms of how much I like them. And then for these videos, I decided I'm going to, for the most part, exclude meanings and rankings and just kind of give my ramblings and thoughts about these names because that's really what I want to share with you. So here we go, part 1, 191. So my 100 favorite baby name would be first, and then we'll go all the way down to my very favorite, which would be number 1. So in spot number 100 for girls, I have Althea. Althea, why isn't this name used more? It's so beautiful. It's a Greek name, and it's just got like an elegance and kind of a mystery and intrigue to it. I picture it on a really beautiful woman. For boys at number 100, I have Étienne. Étienne is really fun to say, and that's partially why it makes my list. I actually prefer how it sounds to how it looks, and Étienne is a French name, and so many French names just sound so romantic to me. In spot number 99 for girls, I have Tabitha. So when I was a small child, I had a guinea pig, and I named her Princess Tabitha. She had a double barrel name. Tabitha might also remind you of Bewitched, that show and movie, and because of that, I do think it's got kind of like a little mysterious or magical feel to it. For boys at number 99, I have Nolan. Nolan is a great Irish name. It is on the rise. I think it's a cool alternative to Noah, which is really popular right now, and Nolan has got just like a nice familiar sound to it. At number 98 for girls, I have Estelle. Estelle is a very old name, and it runs very far back on my father's side of the family, so it's an old family name for me. I think it's really classy sounding, and I would consider using this as a middle name for a daughter. I like a lot of like old-timey girls' names. You'll see that as we get farther on the list. And so a lot of my top names, I think Estelle would work really well as a middle name for. And I like that it's got like a family connection. 98 for boys is Jasper. Jasper has got just a cool quality to it. It's a gemstone name. There's like something vintage and kind of posh about Jasper, and it sounds really cool when people with different accents say it as well. At number 97 for girls, I have Elora. I am absolutely mad about E-names. You will see so many E-names on my list if you watch this series. I do also like Elora, like A-L-O-R-A, but I like the E slightly more. And Elora is so just feminine and melodic and right up my alley. I think it's a wonderful way if you know someone named Laura or Lauren or Lawrence and you want to honor them and just kind of have a unique name. 97 for boys is Rowan. Rowan is so adorable. It is a unisex name, and it's one of those unisex names I actually can see on a boy or a girl. I'm, pretty open to that. I do slightly prefer it for a boy, which is why it's on my boys list and not my girls name list, and it's just a cute little nature name, and I like the nature tie to it for the Rowan tree. Number 96 for girls, I have Gaia. I have been in love with the name Gaia for so long, but it's a name like I just know I'll never really use. It is high up on my guilty pleasure list, and in Greek mythology, Gaia was the goddess, the earth goddess, like the Mother Earth figure, and so that's what I think of, and I love that image of like green mossy woman with like long flowy hair that's just like scoops you up and, loves you. I don't know. So that's what I think of a Gaia being like. 96 for boys is Matthew. Matthew is just a good, strong, solid name. I really liked this name when I was younger, and so it's on my list a little bit because of the nostalgia factor. And I really like a lot of international variations of the name Matthew as well. Number 95 for girls is Lux. Lux means light, and this name just has such a cool factor to it. I love the X at the end, but it still has like a little femininity to it, and I think Lux would actually make a really cool, unexpected middle name choice. It sounds good with a lot of names. This name would be higher up on my list, except a long time ago I read The Virgin Suicides, and there's a character in that book named Lux, and I cannot disassociate this name from the character. I've got a lot of names on my list, actually, you'll see if you watch this, of character names, and it's just hard for me to separate them out, good or bad. And so this character, I think of a lot of sadness around, and so I just don't think I could use it for a child, but it's such a good name. 95 for boys is Ewan. Ewan is a cool Scottish name. I definitely think of the actor Ewan McGregor. How awesome is that name, Ewan McGregor? Awesome. Just sounds like you made it up. It's too perfect. Number 94 for girls is Zara. Zara, I think, is kind of spunky and different, but in a usable way. It's got like a little quirk to it. Great way to honor someone named Sarah, and because it's similar to Sarah, it has a really familiar sound to me. It's also the name of a popular clothing store, even clothing store, and I know some people don't like it because of that, but I think it's still usable. 94 for boys is Camden. Camden is a name that is crazy on the rise. It's a name a lot of celebrities have used for their children. When I was growing up, Cameron was pretty popular, and I always kind of liked that Cam sound. I knew a lot of cool Camerons, so Camden is a cool spin on that. And I definitely, like I said, I see this name gaining popularity. It's not really one that I would use, but I see the appeal and I do like it, so it made my list. Number 93 for girls is Brenna. I feel like this name should be so much more popular than it is. It's never been that popular. Even now it's in the 600s in the United States. It's a great alternative to Brianna or Brianna, and Brenna, I think it sounds very like current and fresh without sounding trendy or flaky, if that makes sense to you. Number 93 for boys is Shiloh. So I know a lot of people think of this as a girl's name. I just have always associated it as a male name. I've met one person named Shiloh in my life, and he was all boy. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie used this for their daughter, but Shiloh, to me, I picture like a really handsome, rugged cowboy type. So yeah, I think it's a cool sounding name. Number 92 for girls is Carina. Carina is pronounced many different ways in many different countries. I pronounce it Carina here in the US. And I picture Carina on like a really sweet, kind woman, like with a gentle face. It's a really kind of like just soft, feminine sounding name to me. Number 92 for boys, I have Tiernan. Tiernan is a good, like, hearty Irish name. I love that repeating N sound in boys' names, Tiernan. Oh, it's a dance for the tongue. It's delightful. Number 91 for girls, I have Lucy. What can I even say about Lucy? It is just so classic, timeless, very, very sweet, and yeah, it's a beautiful name that I know a lot of you love as well. And number 91 for boys is Benedict. I am in love with many Ben names. You'll see many Ben names on my future, 100 video name countdown, 100 name countdown, 10 videos. Sorry about that. Benedict to me is very crisp and strong and masculine sounding, and a little bit like dangerous or something. I don't know where that comes from, but I think it's an awesome name. So this is part 1. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think of any of these names that I talked about. Do you love them? What do you think of them? Do subscribe so you can come back and see part 2, which will be up in a couple of days, and I'll be counting down names 90 to 81 on my list. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.